Welcome to the Real Mama Pod.
I'm your host, Devin.
And I'm your host, Kendra.
We are real moms.
Sharing real experiences. The things people don't tell you. Hey, Mama, hey.
Hey, Mama, hey. How you doing, Brian?
I'm doing pretty good.
That's good.
Doing pretty good. If this is your first time listening, I'm your host, Kendra.
And I'm your host, Devin. Welcome to the Real Mama Pod.
Yes. So, full transparency. Full transparency. Me and Devin are very intentional about how and when we release certain episodes. And because we have a membership at the SC Content House and we have to be mindful of Devin flying in from Orlando and just all the things in life, we do bulk recording. So today, we are going to record our episode for the top of the 2025 calendar year. So it is October 2024. But we wanted to do something fun and different and have an activity episode that speaks to our future self.
Yeah.
So what Devin and I did was we had a list of things that we wanted to speak into existence. Like, what do we want our life to look like in the future? And it was actually suggested by Samaya that we do this. Thank you, Samaya, for this idea. Love it. But we put these prompts essentially in AI, which is also another cool tool that we use sometimes in life, right? But we wanted to apply that in this episode and talk about like what our future life, like what are we affirming for our future selves via AI?
Yeah.
So we're going to do that today.
Yeah.
And this is our kickoff. This is our welcome to season 4,
Yeah.
which is ridiculously
Crazy
that we are like 4 seasons
Still
of the Real
going.
Mama Pod.
Haven't quit
so
yet.
kudos to us. Pat on the back to
Yeah.
us. But yeah, we're going to start with Devin.
Yeah, and we challenge you to do this too. I was like, wow, because life is heavy right now, okay? And life is lifing for everybody. And doing this kind of gave me like, oh, I actually need to look at this every day and try to apply some of these things in my life, try to pray for some of these things. So it's nice to read.
Yeah. So read your story
Yes.
first and then the prompts that you put in.
Yes. And so the way I came up with this story is basically I asked ChatGPT, I want my life to consist of XYZ. And then I asked it to tell me a story about the things that I asked for. So I would tell you what I asked for later, but I would read my story first. So let's see what my story is. Okay, here it is. It's a crisp and peaceful morning. You wake up before the sun rises. Okay. Taking a few quiet moments to say your morning prayers, grounding yourself in your faith and gratitude. Afterward, you slip into your workout gear and head into your home gym. For a quick, energizing session, fueling both body and mind for a full day ahead. You feel strong, empowered, and aligned with your goals. As the sun rises, your family slowly begins to stir. Your husband greets you in the kitchen, and together you prepare breakfast. I'll take that. Sharing updates about his woodworking business and your plans for the day. Your kids excitedly talk about their next YouTube project, and you encourage them to follow their dreams as you do every day. They beam with excitement, knowing they have your full support. It's a fulfilling feeling knowing you've created a home where everyone's dreams are nurtured. After breakfast, you retreat to your home office. Okay, take that. A beautifully organized space that reflects both your real estate ventures and your growing podcast, The Real Mama Pod. You've built a platform where mamas feel safe, seen, heard, and supported. Today's episode is all about work-life balance, and you're interviewing a guest who shares your values. As you press record, you feel confident and excited to share more valuable resources with your audience. Later in the morning, you step out for a real estate client meeting. You've become a successful entrepreneur, mastering the art of property investments and sales. helping families find their dream homes. Your phone buzzes with a notification. Another episode just hit 10K downloads. You smile, knowing your impact continues to grow. After work, you stop by your sorority house to help organize an upcoming community service project. Your involvement in your sorority and church gives you immense satisfaction, knowing you're making a difference in your community. You lead with grace, and your sisters and fellow members appreciate your unwavering dedication. By afternoon, it's time to pick up the kids from school, but not before a quick coffee date with a close friend. You both laugh about ups and downs of motherhood, feeling grateful for your bond. On the drive home, you feel a sense of peace, knowing your life is filled with loving relationships. As the evening unfolds, you and your husband catch up about his woodworking projects while supporting the kids with their YouTube plans. Dinner is a collaborative affair filled with laughter and joy. The night wraps up with family prayers, and you tuck the kids in, proud of the loving faith-filled home you've cultivated. Before bed, you have one more exciting task, preparing for an upcoming trip to an exotic location where you've always dreamed of visiting. Travel has become a regular part of your life, giving you moments to recharge and create beautiful memories with your loved ones. And to top it all off, you've been invited to a special event next month where you finally meet Beyonce. Dream come true. As you lie down at the end of this day, you reflect on your life. You're a devoted wife, loving mother, successful entrepreneur, and a force in your community. You're living the life you've always dreamed of, one filled with purpose, love, faith, and fulfillment. Tomorrow will bring another beautiful day, full of new opportunities to grow, give, and live out your dreams.
All right. So what were your prompts?
So my prompts, let me go back. Give me 1 second. So I put in, I want my life to consist of being God-fearing, a good wife, a good mother, a successful podcaster of the Real Mama Pod, providing a safe space for mamas as well as resources, a successful real estate entrepreneur, a good friend, a good daughter, sister, family member, consistently working out, traveling, financial freedom, an active member of my sorority, an active member of my church, an active member of my community, being a supportive spouse who supports my husband's woodworking business, a supportive mom who allows my kids to follow their dreams of being YouTubers because I'm still unsure about that, and then living out my dreams, traveling often, and meeting Beyonce.
All right.
So
and AI tied all of that
yeah,
in.
I wish they would have given me a little bit more about the daughter family member thing. I think they tied in the kids and Jared with family.
Like including adding your daughter.
Like my mama and my sisters and my brothers, adding that.
Gotcha.
But other than that, I can live that life. I can add that in myself. I can pick up the phone, be like, hey, Ma, you coming on this trip?
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. All right, so it's my turn. So my story is titled A Day in the Life of My Future Self, and it reads, the sun gently filters through the curtains, waking me up to a bright new day. I smile, feeling grateful for the warmth of God's presence in my life. I take a moment to meditate, connecting with my faith, grounding myself for the day ahead. As I step into the kitchen, the aroma of fresh coffee fills the air. Jonathan is already up making breakfast for our kids. We share a loving glance, our bond stronger than ever. The laughter of our children echoes from the living room, a joyous symphony that brings a smile to my face. We have a family of 4 now, and every moment feels like a precious gift. After breakfast, we gather for our morning ritual, where we share what we're grateful for and what we look forward to that day. The kids are excited about their school activities, and we encourage them to pursue their passions. Our home is filled with love, support, and laughter, each day a testament to our commitment to each other. Once the kids are off to school, I shift into my entrepreneurial mindset. My businesses are thriving, running smoothly with the team I trust. I check in with my managers, ensuring everything is on track, and then I take a moment to brainstorm new ideas. The flexibility I've created allows me to work when I want, so I carve out time for creative projects that light me up. By midday, I'm ready for some adventure. I grab my phone and coordinate a spontaneous lunch with my girlfriends. We meet at our favorite cafe, sharing stories and laughter. These annual girls' trips have become a cherished tradition, strengthening our bonds and providing the support we all need. In the afternoon, I dedicate time to the Real Mama Pod, our initiative that uplifts mothers and communities around the world. I connect with fellow moms, sharing resources and encouragement, knowing that together we can make a real impact. Each conversation fills me with fills me with purpose, reminding me of the importance of community. As the day winds down, I pick up the kids from school. Their faces light up as they share their day's adventures. We spend quality time together, playing games, helping with homework, and enjoying each other's company. The love in our home feels palpable. That word always tongue ties me. Mm-hmm. Palpable. A safe haven where they can grow and thrive. Dinner is a delightful affair, filled with stories and laughter. Jonathan and I take turns encouraging the kids to share their dreams, nurturing their passions, just as we've nurtured our own. As the day comes to a close, I tuck the kids into bed, kissing them goodnight. I sit with Jonathan, reflecting on our day and the blessings that fill our lives. We dream together about our next travels, excited for the adventures ahead. I drift off to sleep, my heart full, knowing that my life is exactly how I envisioned it. Joyous, loving, and surrounded by the people and experiences that truly matter. That was my story.
Yeah.
And my prompt was, I want my life to consist of a joyous life filled with God, family, and friends, a happy, healthy, loving, and whole marriage to Jonathan, a family of 4 through adoption, a healthy, loving, and fun relationship with my children, businesses that are thriving and running themselves, travel when and how I want to, annual girls' trips, the Real Mama Pod blessing and supporting mamas and communities around the world. That was my prompt. This is kind of cool.
Yeah. Oh, it's really cool.
So do you think your prompt fit well into the story that was created for you?
Yeah, I think they did a really good job. Yeah, I can see myself doing all those things. And Jared doing all those things too.
Absolutely. I could say the same. I do wish I was a little bit more detailed in my prompt, and I might actually do this again. Yeah. But I think this sounds like a lovely life. Mm-hmm. And this is a life that we can create for ourselves.
Yes.
So
God willing.
Yeah.
So I think I will add some more details as well, especially around health. Mm-hmm. I talked about working out, but having a healthy family, everybody being healthy. So I would add that detail in there. Mm-hmm. And I noticed you have 2 more kids you want to adopt. You said 4?
I said family of 4.
Family of 4. I'm about to say, well, you added an extra kid. I'm trying to get
family of 4
to do 2 more.
You want me to do 2 more?
Yeah.
When did you?
Remember, I said, what if they have a sibling? Would you?
Oh. Whatever God's willing is over my life is what I will accept.
Yeah.
If God wants me to adopt 1 child, then that's what will happen. If he wants us to adopt 2, that is God's willing. Yeah. And that's what will happen. So I said a family of 4.
Okay.
We're going to have to pray on 5.
I didn't comprehend that too well, obviously, on my end. But yeah, we definitely challenge you to try this activity. Even try it with your spouse. This could be like a intimacy night activity. I think I'm definitely going to do this with Jared.
Yes.
Just to see how things work out in our story together, how we put things together based on our goals. I think that would be a really cool like New Year's thing. You know, you have the vision boards and We have like SMART goals that we do every year, but I think this would be a nice, cool addition to what we already do.
And even asking the kids, like,
Yeah, I
how
was
do you
just
see your future self, and letting them just throw all these things out there and then have AI create a whole story for them. I think that would be cool too.
Yeah, and speaking of kids and AI, we've been teaching the boys of how to create their own cartoons using AI. And so they've been introduced to that already, but even reading the story at nighttime with them, that would be a cool like family activity. So
Yeah.
they create the story, say what they want to say, and then we kind of like read it as a family. I think that's cool.
Yeah, we haven't introduced Eli to AI yet. Not because I just honestly haven't
Probably
thought
didn't think about it. You know, Drew will be having these class projects. Jared is very like technology forward. I'm not. So he's introduced them to AI of how to create their own cartoons and stuff like that, and then like Photoshop. Very basic though, Photoshop, but yeah, it's pretty cool. They
I
like
mean,
it.
low key, Photoshop is a good skill to learn.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not knocking it. I encourage it.
Yeah.
I just can't teach you. So that's something you're going to have to rely on
no.
your daddy for. So, but yeah, like coloring pages, like Drew will create his own like Miles story and it creates a color page for him. So
Oh,
he's
that's
like on the coloring page with Miles Morales. So yeah, it's a cool little activity. But thing is they want to do all the time. And sometimes I don't have the patience for that. But yeah, it's cool. It's cool. But this
We'll
was
have to try
fun.
We Live.
This is a great like future me. Dear future me.
Yeah, and then your story could change as the years go by. Like next year, the end of year, you might have a completely different story that you want to write for yourself. So,
But when you talk about goal setting, some of these things are realistic. Finding your
all of these
peace and
things
your
are realistic.
zen and doing the things that you want to do, like this can be a great goal setting tool for you.
Or a map for you to really build out this life that you envision for yourself.
Yeah.
So,
Take me on a trip. Let
Yeah.
me meet Beyonce.
that would tickle me.
Girl,
I'm
you
reading
know.
along with you, and I'm like, Beyonce.
I had to laugh because I was like, I
Beyonce.
wonder how they're gonna incorporate Beyonce in this.
Well, they did.
They did, and it
You
was
said
good
You just got
too.
an email. What did it say? You just got a message that you will meet. Where is it?
I chuckled when I read that.
And
I have
and
to
to
scroll
top
up.
it all off, you've been invited to a special event next month where you'll finally meet Beyonce.
Yeah.
A dream come true.
It sure is.
Yes, indeed.
Anybody listening that have contacts connected, sometimes you got to put it out there. Just let me know. I've been a fan since I was
Let
10.
her know. Well, let us know.
You
Now,
coming
I'm
anyways.
not as it's not negotiable, but just out there. Whenever you put that request out there for her, just make sure she can add an additional person.
Because Jared ain't covered, so
No, he no.
no,
No.
not at all. So
No.
yeah, you can definitely come with me, friend. That is my girl. Y'all know B is my girl. So putting that out there. But yeah, this was a fun activity.
It was, and
I
this-
enjoyed doing this.
Honestly, this is the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just us kicking it, quick little check in. What do we want our life to look like for this 2025 calendar year?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
And like Kendra said, we didn't want anything like traditional for our traditional, like, welcome back, new year, new me.
Right.
What are your goals? What are you trying to accomplish? This is still goal setting, just in a different way. So maybe you can try it. If you do, write us in Mama's Corner or DM us and tell us how it went for you.
yeah. So we had our water for our mama juice today.
That's what we're drinking.
Yes, we are drinking. We are staying hydrated for the new year.
Look, I'm not mad at it.
We are. So did you have any mama's
Yeah,
corner?
for Mama's Corner, how would you apply this to your life?
That is a good follow
And
up.
before you answer that, let me introduce Mama's Corner. So if this is your first time listening, hey, welcome. But Mama's Corner is our opportunity to connect with our guests further. We have guests, our listeners, or each other. We could be reflective, or you guys can write in to Mama's Corner. I do check the emails. If you do want to write into Mama's Corner, you can write us at mama@therealmamapod.com. And that's pretty much what Mama's Corner is. So going back to you and my question.
How would I apply this?
Yeah.
So I think some of these things are already in action. However, they need more nurturing.
Yeah.
So how I plan to apply this is I feel like the last couple of years have been, or few, it's not even couple, the last several years have been foundational years. Like creating systems, building out processes for the things that we've envisioned and talked about. Now that they've started, the foundation is there, it's really just building on that. So when it comes to like businesses, we want to expand our real estate portfolio. Well, we wanted to start it. We started that last year. Thank God. Now it's a matter of, we have this property, what's next? So having the conversations, putting pen to paper, because sometimes I still believe in physically writing things out, but putting pen to paper and manifesting that these things will happen. And I say that for all of the prompts that I wrote. Like the foundation has to be there for each one of those things, despite what it is. Foundation is key, it's there. So it's really just putting it down, writing it on paper, and praying over that and affirming that this will happen. This will be a blessing to us in whatever capacity it is, and really believe that what we put out and manifest will come to life.
Yeah, that's real.
What about you?
How would I apply it to my life? I think just being more optimistic about things, like this, put things in a positive light, especially when you're in a place where things are not always glitz and glammy. It's hard to see the positive in the things that you are planting, the seeds that you are planting. It's hard to sometimes believe that they're even going to come to fruition. But this was just a reminder that it is. And everything Jared and I are working on, you and I are working on with the Mama Pod and what we're trying to do, will come to fruition one day. It may not be exactly when we want it to be, but when you even think about the growth of the podcast, right? Where we started from and where we are today, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of change. That's a lot of growth. And sometimes you can get stuck on with moving on to the next thing. Okay, so now we got to do this, and now we got to do this. Okay, now we have this set. Now we need to focus on the TK. Now we need to get more sponsorships, like all those things, instead of basking in the things we have accomplished, because we have done a lot. A lot of changes, a lot of pivoting, a lot of growing, a lot of growing pains. So this helped me realize how attainable it is, and how much closer I am to getting those things. And it may not be exactly when I want it, because of course I want to be financially free right now.
Today.
Okay, and make all the decisions I want to do and do everything from a laptop. Because I think we talked about this before too. We may not be the face of the Real Mama Pod when we start really talking about getting dollars to support moms, and to find answer to these questions of like why Black women are dying because of these hospitals, right? Getting research to support moms that are in need, those type of things. We may not be on the podcast anymore. We may be behind the scenes. We may be instructing people on how to do these things, right? Because we want to do more than just be a podcast.
Right.
And so that just put it into realization that yes, we still have work to do, but be grateful for what you have done.
Yeah, that's real.
And it's hard to do that sometimes. It's hard to sit in like we accomplished this when it's so much more to be done.
Me and Jonathan were literally talking about this 2 nights ago. Like there are so many things that we can be grateful for. Like when it comes to our marriage, when it comes to our family, when it comes to our careers and all the things that we have put out for ourselves. But when life hits you, it's hard to embrace all the good things that have happened, all the things that did go right. But our focus is always on like what went wrong or what could go wrong versus what went right and what could go right. You know, so
and how is it a blessing? Jared is really good with that, especially now he's been on his walk for over a year, almost 2 years now. And he really grounds me with that. You're like, yeah, okay, I hear you. That's valid. But what about this? And I'm like, you know what? You're right. You woke up today.
Yep.
That is a blessing in itself. Your kids are healthy. Like, you are healthy. So really just not taking little things for granted anymore. And appreciating the things we have done so far.
100%.
So,
Well, before we end the episode, you mentioned something about just the progress that we've made in this podcast. Like now it's 4 seasons, which is, again, wow to me.
yeah.
But I want to shout out a contributor to just the facelift that our podcast
The
is.
drastic facelift.
Because if y'all have started from the bottom and now you're here with us, and you know how just cosmetically we look a lot different. So I want to shout out, and this is, when I say I mean me and Devin.
I think they know that by now.
Yeah, at this point. So I always say I, but I mean we, us. But in all seriousness, one of our biggest, like, advocates in all things is our director, Brandon. Brandon has created a brand called Just Create the Brand, and he has made us look real good. Seriously. So like good. All the cameras, the angles, the lighting, just all the nuances of pulling this beautifully cosmetic piece together he's like the mastermind behind that. And he's truly our director.
Yes.
So I want to shout Brandon out and shout out his brand, Just Create the Brand.
Yep.
If you are looking for top tier quality talent that can support you in whatever directives you need when it comes to lights, camera, action, Brandon is your guy. He is based in Atlanta, but I'm sure he will go wherever he needs to be to support you in whatever that venture is. So shout out to Brandon. Shout out to Just Create the Brand, because it is an amazing brand that we fully support and stand behind. Yes. And I just wanted to.
And one thing that makes him special, and I know this sounds like a small, tiny detail, right? But he pays attention to everything. If you have a hair out of place, he's going to tell you. If your clothes is a little crooked, he's going to tell you. He's going to tell you your best angles, which way you should sit. All of that, because sometimes when you're talent, you just want to show up as talent. You don't have to worry about is your hair out of place. And a lot of times, no shade to our men, they miss those details. But Brandon got it.
Yeah, he definitely made sure your hair was right before we started filming today.
That's why I said that, because he told me. She didn't even tell me, but he told me.
I didn't see it.
See it? She
I
don't have the
didn't
eye.
see it. I ain't had that angle.
She don't have the eye.
I'm not sitting from his angle.
So yes, for all of your needs, Brandon is your guy.
Shout out to Just Create the Brand.
Yes. Yes.
All right.
Well, until next time, mamas. Bye.
Bye.